Hi fellow crafters, today I have another fun fold idea to share with you, one that creates a fun door to open. I'm going to be using my Dainty Delight stamp set and the beautiful Dainty Flowers designer series paper, which is going to be retiring this week. Sob. Shall we get started? If this is the first time you're visiting my channel, hi, I'm Terry from nutsaboutsstamping.com. I love sharing techniques and project ideas for rubber stamping, paper crafting, and scrapbooking with you each week. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button and the bell beside it so that you'll be the first to be notified when my next video goes live. Speaking of videos, be sure to watch all the way through my video for my bonus tips and design ideas. And if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator yet, I would love for you to choose me. I'll link to my online stores in the description box underneath this video. Now, let's get paper crafting. As I've already mentioned, the main feature on my fun fold will be coming from the Dainty Delight stamp set. Sure, these flowers are dainty, but they do send a powerful message of hope, thanks, celebration, and more on all of your paper crafting projects. The line art images can be custom colored using your favorite Stampin' Up! Coloring technique, and that's what I'm going to do today. You can stamp a single stem for a clean, minimalist look, which is what we will be doing, or you can mix and match the images in the stamp set for a lovely field of dainty delights. Now the set is bundled with a coordinating set of dies, but we're not going to be using them on today's card. But I will tell you how you can if you have them and want to use them. To coordinate the colors on today's fun fold, I'm going to be using the whimsical and versatile Dainty Flowers paper. On one side of each sheet, you can choose from a variety of elegant floral designs in different sizes and shapes. And then on the other side, you can choose these patterns for more pastel background layering pieces. This is a stunning set of papers that you don't want to miss out on. And you will if you don't place an order at my online store by February 28th. After the 28th of February, this paper will no longer be available, which is really unfortunate because it does coordinate so beautifully with the Dainty Delight bundle. So I'm going to start off today's project by using a scrap piece of basic white and this image from the Dainty Delight stamp set. I'm going to ink it up and stamp it down using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I have a tip for you. When you have a large image that you want to ink, the image might be too large to press onto your stamp pad. So turn it face up and then press your pad down on the image. That way you can ensure that you're inking up all the sections of the image. Now for this particular project, I'm going to actually stamp the flower or the flowers towards the top of this layer. And you'll see why in a little bit. Okay, got that done. Now what I want to do is use my favorite coloring tool, which I haven't actually showed you for a long time, and that is watercolor pencils. I'm going to use the watercolor pencils assortment number 2, and yes, there is an assortment number 1, but I'm using assortment number 2 because it has 2 of the colors of the Dainty Flowers designer series paper. So I want to coordinate everything. So I'm going to use crushed curry, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. So I've got these 2 pencils out, and I'm going to start with the Granny Apple Green, and I am going to color all of the leaves using the watercolor pencil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then line over the stems on this image like so. I'm not going to sit and make you watch me color. The next thing I'm going to do is take the crushed curry and I am going to color the flowers in this image. So all of the flowers and the buds I'm going to color using the crushed curry. So I'll go ahead and finish this off, and then I'll come back and show you it, and then I'll show you how to blend these colors together. Back in a moment. There we go. You can see that I've got the yellow and the green colored on here. Now what I want to do, because these are watercolor pencils, I want to take a blender pen and I am going to color over top of the coloring that I've already done. And what this does is it lifts the colors from the watercolor pencil and it blends them together. It's really difficult to see this on the video, but it does. It blends everything together and makes the color a little bit more vivid. So there is the crushed curry. And then to clean your blender pen, bring in a scrap piece of grid paper or I guess just any kind of copy paper. Color on it until that color is all gone, and then you're ready to go by coloring on top of the next color so it won't smear them together. So I'm going to continue doing this for the Granny Apple Green, and then we will move on to creating the fun fold that has a door. Okay, my image is all blended together. And now what I want to do is bring in the phrase that says celebrate you. And I'm going to also use Memento ink. I was going to use Fresh Freesia, but I've decided, last minute, changed my mind. And I am going to use the Memento ink to add my phrase at the bottom like so. All right, now let's create the Dutch door. Now I've decided that my card base is going to be Fresh Freesia. That's one of the colors in the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper. So I've created my card base, and now what I want to do is bring in my paper trimmer. And this is the one tool that you need to create this door for your card. So I'm going to open up this bar here. And this is the front of my card, so I'm going to turn it and I'm going to line it up at the 2 3/4 mark, and I'm going to push my cutter out of the way and bring in my scoring tool, and I'm going to score at the 2 3/4 mark up until this score line, which divides my card in half. So there is a little mark on this tool, the scoring tool, and I'm going to line it up and just go back and forth from the score line to the top of the card. And that creates this score line. Hopefully you can see it on the card. Now what I'm going to do is push the scoring tool away, and I'm going to bring back in my cutter. I'm going to line it up again at the 2 3/4 mark, and I am going to pull this all the way down like so. And that creates the cut that I want in my card. Now I'm going to turn it, and I am going to cut off the top part of this card. And again, I'm going to bring it down like so, and presto, I've cut this piece off. And that creates a little door in the front of my card. Now you can see I have a little bit of a rough edge here, so I'm going to just bring in an emery board. The fact that I have a rough edge tells me that it's time for a new cutting blade, which I do have, but I'm going to bring in an emery board and I'm just going to clean up these rough edges. Actually, maybe I don't even need that. I can just run my fingers along it. Okay, so there is my card base with its little door that will open. Now I'm not going to discard this piece. I am going to use it by bringing in this flower that we have colored, and it's the perfect layer for underneath this flower. So I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to adhere these two together. All right, there we go. I have that layer ready. I'm going to just slide it to the side for a minute. I'm going to bring back in my card. My goodness. And I've got this little piece of the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper, and I want to use that to decorate the front door of my card. So I will use my Stampin' Seal and adhere that down. Now for the inside of my card, I have a layer of basic white, and this will allow me the opportunity to write a message to the person who's going to be receiving this card. So I'll adhere that down next. Now I want to adhere this flower layer to the front of my card that has this little Dutch door. That's what this is called, by the way, is a Dutch door. So this is a Dutch door fun fold. Now, obviously, I don't want to glue the whole thing down flat because then my door won't open. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal and I'm going to run a layer on the bottom. And then, so that I don't make any mistakes by adding adhesive up higher, I'll add adhesive to the door itself. And then I will center this to the best of my ability and lay it down like so. And then my door will open and close like that. Now let's talk embellishments. Would you like to see another fun fold card idea? Then why not watch this video next? Now for embellishments, there are so many to choose from, but because of this card, I think it's quite elegant. I'm going to use my Iridescent Pearls Basic Jewels, and I'm going to put a small one in the center of this large flower, and then I'm going to put a couple of larger ones just as additional accents on the flower layer. And there we go. A very easy to create, but quite elegant Dutch door fun fold card idea. If you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for the layers and the ordering numbers in case you want to earn the Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper for free before it disappears this week, I will leave a link to my blog article in the description box underneath this video. If you would like to see more fun fold card ideas, leave me a yes in the comments section as well. I'm Terry. I'm nuts about stamping. I'll see you at the next video. Bye for now.